evening and welcome to the Uganda Catholic Television. It is the 6th day of December 2024. I am Sunday Gloria Abwatch with Uctv News. And now Caritas Uganda has launched a 5-year project dubbed the Child Care and Emergency Relief Program, aiming to provide immediate and effective support to vulnerable children affected by social, economic challenges, natural disasters and war. At the launch held at Hotel Africana in Kampala, His Lordship, the Right Reverend Severus Jumba, President of Caritas Uganda, emphasized the importance of cultivating a culture of giving, citing the wisdom of His Holiness Pope John Paul II, that nobody is so poor that he has nothing to give, and nobody is so rich that he has nothing to receive.
3, 2, 1.
The launch was intertwined with the project's inaugural local fundraising dinner, which led to the rise of Uganda shillings 122 million.
By making a contribution of 10 million. Lead by 5 million.
Wonderful. The 5-year program aims to raise $2 million, which will be distributed among the 19 Catholic dioceses in Uganda to identify and support the most vulnerable children in the society. According to Reverend Father Hilary Muheza Ngango, the initiative is launched in response to the declining external funding, despite the growing insatiable local demand for support.
It's because of the high reduction of external funding. And as Uganda, both the church and the government, I believe, we heavily depend on external funding. But they also have their problems. So, and yet, our challenges are becoming a bottomless pit. They are always there, and we are adding new ones.
Father Hilary further emphasized the urgent need to transform the mindset of dependence among Africans by stressing the importance of taking proactive steps to address their own challenges instead of waiting for external aid.
The problem as a country that is highly dependent on external donors is described in this statement above. African countries know that aid will pour rain every year, and so there is little incentive to raise the funds themselves. That's what they talk about us. And this is a statement from an article by Bloom. In that article, Aid in Africa, hurting or helping? Is it hurting or helping? So that is a mindset we would like to change.
In approval of this idea, the President of Caritas Uganda, who doubles as the Bishop for Masaka Diocese, His Lordship Right Reverend Severus Jumba, urged the public to donate generously to noble causes that enhance local sustainability by referring to Saint Pope John Paul II wise quotation, which stresses that no one is too poor to give and no one is too rich to receive.
Take the advice of now Saint John Paul II, who said that on planet Earth, nobody is too poor to give something, and nobody is too rich to receive something from a fellow human being. So everybody of us, every Ugandan of good heart, of good will, I appeal to you to give something so that this fund may help the more needy children.
The program areas include educating orphaned and vulnerable children, responding to food emergencies, teens psychosocial support, skilling disabled teens, health accessibility, child protection and safeguarding. Joseph Kabali, Uctv News.
The Ugandan ambassador to Thailand, Her Excellency Betty Oyela Bigombe, has called for a shift in the international community's perception of Uganda by showcasing the nation's investment potential. Bigombe made these remarks during a business-to-business engagement with 36 tour operators from Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand and Vietnam who were in Uganda for a farm tour and to benchmark its tourism destinations.
Diplomacy is no longer whining and dining only. We have got to make it, we've got to justify our presence in other countries by getting them involved in economic activities. So what we're doing in here is to tap on opportunities in Asian countries. Asia, most Asian countries, when you go to, they think Africa is one country. For example, trying to get them, to invite them to come on this trip. Some of them said, yeah, but there's war going on in Sudan. It's not secure. So they think Africa is one country. They don't know that it's very diverse, that it has abundant natural resources. They don't even think they can invest in Africa. Because, as I said earlier, Africa is just known for poverty, diseases, and this is what the press dwells on. So Africa does not have a good picture. What we are trying to do in here is not just Africa, but to open the mindset of Asians. Because, first of all, Asian countries believe that they can only do business among themselves. And if they get out, then they go to China. But mainly it is Europe, it is North America. So the message to them, by bringing them over here, is that we do have opportunities. Uganda is an investment destination in manufacturing, in IT, in agro-industrialization, in tourism, and a number of other sectors. So that is our message to them. And we deliberately picked on journalists and tour operators because what we have agreed upon is that they are going to be our ambassadors to paint the true picture of what Uganda offers so that we can, in future, we will be able to attract investors, we'll be able to attract tourists, we'll be able to attract manufacturers that can come in and add value to some of the products that we have.
Using the infrastructure UIA told you, you have got free zones. You can come and set your facility in a free zone free zone area where you have all the incentives you would need. You can set it anywhere else and export across. I will later show you the market potential given the regional economic communities that we have entered with many countries. There is tea, the figure is there, fish products. Uganda again has got the only country with the Nile patch. You should be aware of that. So we have unique products.
Bus drivers are crying foul as police enforce new regulations causing travel disruptions. The drivers under their umbrella body, the Uganda Bus Drivers Association, have expressed frustration over the lengthy wait times at the Ministry of Works and Transport's chief licensing offices, coupled with an unexpected enforcement of the badge requirement, which left them little time to prepare. Our reporter were earlier today at Namaiba bus terminal and filed us this report.
1st of January, just within a period of maybe 7-8 days, you can imagine 60 lives lost because of poor usage of the road. And this is not what we want. We don't want to keep repeating these figures every year. It's very, very annoying. We also observed this during that period when we were looking at the World Day, when we were observing the World Day of the people injured on roads. And just between January and now, we are talking of January and September, we are talking about 3,790 people who have died. All buses whose journeys are beyond 300 kilometers shall not have return journeys within 24 hours. And that one the police will enforce because they know that they have the route chart, they will have all that detail. Only buses with valid route charts and valid PSV licenses shall be allowed to operate. Not everybody's bus. If you are not in that category, if you don't have a PSV, if you are not licensed, if you don't have a route chart, don't put your bus on the road because we shall arrest it. So school owners of school buses, don't think it's time to make a small money or kill during the holidays and you put the school buses on a route. Those school buses have no routes. They're not supposed to carry passengers. They're only for enabling your school to perform its duty. This is a call to every road user to exercise caution and vigilance while using the roads. Let's avoid the excuses of narrow roads because that's always the excuse when we get into accidents and we say narrow roads. Now we are warning you, the roads are not going to get wider over the festive season. They are the same roads you have been driving on. They are the same roads you shall drive on. So we must all be vigilant and cautious as we are using them.
As he has mentioned, and now that he has directed, I am also directing the traffic police to arrest but to release after 48 hours and take offenders to courts of law.
And indeed, a number of people in Uganda here wait to hear what their religious leaders say. And if you tell them drive 200 kilometers per hour, they will do. I've seen some who have been told to go to churches naked and they remove their clothes.
Importantly, when you're on the road and the driver is speeding recklessly, speak up. I myself, I do all the time, but the challenge we find, you speak and you are alone. Everyone just looks at you. And you look as if you have made the biggest crime.
Nafuna baji kubara ina abantu abaliyo bantu bangi nnyo ate batuwadde ensale ya nakorweggoro nakuzo mwezi nganya ate abantu tufena tugendayo baji tewali ate nga kukuba batuganya okukola nga tetulina baji kati awo tetumanyi kyetuzaako.
Kakati dire eno okuba nti yo ezze nti kakati neziba nga basi ezimu ezipakinze abagagga baga yalo kuwayo amanya gaki dolayiva babwe nga ekibalemeseza kiki etteeka liri olina okuwa omukozi wo appointment letter nga abamu abagagga tebagala kuwa obakozi baabwe appointment letter.
Naye ekintu kino tekiri kuba bakama baffe okujjako bali nti balesemu obugayaavu obutatwala manya gaffe eri waliwo amaka abadriver abagagga abasinga obungi batuteya amanya gaabwe naye obugayaavu buli eri ate batuzza mu bintu ebirala tebagala kutuwa baji nti bagala kutuzza ate mu kutukyekinga n'ebirala ebifaana ng'ebyo.
Kati nayini kampani ekyakwetaaza bw'obeera ng'oli mupya ojoininga kampani ye olina ofuna release letter okuva mu kampani gy'ovuddemu ogitwale Ministry of Works esobole okutransferinga mu kampani eri gy'ogendamu kibeetaaga yo nga omugagga ne minisitule kyeyetaaga era bw'otuusayo
eky'emyaka 65 tekyegasa tugende enakino omusajja alaba ne bw'aba nga alina 75 alaba yes alina amaanyi yes oli waki emyaka 4 alaba talaba nti kyokka etteeka terimu ki emugaana talaba naye agenda kukola ki kutta ki abantu oyo atuule tavuga tugenda okulaba ne mu byobufuzi ebajjawo egyo emyaka bw'ojjawo emyaka gy'omukulembeze w'eggwanga kijjawo gyonna gino egy'eno wansi kati naye bw'agamba nti nsobola ng'olaba asobola ne driver asobola.
Now, as the festive season approaches, the Old Taxi Park leadership has requested government assistance in tightening security in and around the park to reduce the risk of terrorism, citing concerns over the safety of the passengers. Peter Kirabira, the vice chairman of the park, says that they lack the expertise to handle security issues on their own, thus calling for enforcement from the police.
Tegeza abasaabaze nti mu kiseera kino eky'ebyokwerinda teweetikka nnyo migugu gy'otayagala. Omuntu n'obeera n'emigugu 7 kyala kimpadde n'omutuukako awo situdde abaana olina emigugu oba okyatereeza abaana ng'emigugu 3 bagitutte. Ekirala kigenda tukaluubiriza bwe wanaabaawo enteekateeka y'okwaza tunaayaza tutya omuntu omu alina emigugu 13. N'olwekyo olondamu ebyo byolaba nti bya mugaso tulabe nga kirokola obudde n'ebyokwerinda okunywezebwa. Ensonga endala ye y'abaddereeva ne bakondakitazi n'abagagga batugulira emmotoka. Emmotoka ezo bwe ziva mu paaka zisula mu night parkings mu bifo by'abakanaabe. Tetumanyi bukuumi buliyo. Omuntu ono ayinza okulowooza nti ebyokwerinda tubitadde bulungi ku paaka ate emmotoka n'azitegeramu ebintu ebikyamu gye zisula. Ne tusaba mu kaseera kano wabeewo enteekateeka ennungi paaka enkadde efuneyo wakiri aba police unit bagituweereze nga ezze kulaba bwe tunyweza byakwerinda ku miryango, kubanga paaka enkadde buli w'oyagala osobola okuyingirirawo. Ekyo kituteeka mu katyabaga bwe waba nga waliwo okulabula ku nsonga zino ez'ekitujju nti ffe tusobola okugula emiguwa ne tusiba ne twetoolooza ne tunyonyola abantu baffe nti ffenna tuyingirire mu kifo kimu naye waba wabulawo okuwa ebyokwerinda ali mu uniform. Ebisale tubadde tukyalina omukisa ku paaka enkadde tebinnalinnya naye tulina obukakafu nti bwe tunaayingira mu nnaku z'omwezi 15 olugendo olubadde olw'esatu luyinza okweyongeramu 50,000. Tuwa buwi magezi eri abantu baffe be tusaabaza nga mugenda wala mwanguwa okutambula ng'ekibuga tekinnajjula kanyigo. Basazi bansawo mugende mu budde musobole okutaasa akasente ako oba oliawo kabeeko bye kakoleyo gye tunaaba tulaze mu kyalo.
The Archdiocese of Tororo has revealed plans of integrating ICT into all Catholic-founded educational institutions in the Eastern region. The initiative involves developing an academic management system to capture data, track performance and monitor accounts for all schools under the Archdiocese's purview right from nursery level upwards.
To ensure holistic education in Catholic institutions, Toro Archdiocese has unveiled a new academic management system as its trump card for positive sector change. At the Toro Archdiocese Head Teachers Association annual general meeting in Palisa Secondary School, school heads were introduced to the system currently under development, which will aim at capturing data, tracking performance, and monitoring accounts for all Catholic-founded education institutions in the region, with support from Archdiocesan Education Secretariat.
We shall create a directory for the Archdiocese, where every school have a website on the directory of Archdiocese. So whoever wants schools of Archdiocese, they know where to go and where to find those schools.
Many of us here leave the curriculum issues to teachers, and you don't care what happens as long as the month ends and the year ends and the children grow. What are they growing about? What's happening in the class? How has the year ended?
I will be in my office in the Archdiocese, and I will be knowing, but a matter of clicking the button, I will know what is happening in Palisa. SS. We are doing these mock exams of ours, you heard of Taheb. And we're a bit having challenges with getting information from schools in order to register their candidates for exams. So if we put this system, the school will be, the head teacher and his staff will be at their school. They will just send us the information through technology, through the computer, and we shall work on it at the center. When we mark exams, when we finish marking the mock exams, which we normally mark centrally, it will become very easy to compute the results. And we can send them to schools through the same system.
The initiative received overwhelming support from school heads who believe it is crucial for transforming education and maintaining comprehensive records for all stakeholders.
You will find that monitoring of teaching and learning and even assessment will be made easier. Financial management and discipline will be made easier. And those are the key components somebody should be conversant with as a manager to be able to achieve the work plan or strategy.
The world has gone digital. First and foremost, there are soft skills that every leader of an institution has to have. So integrating, having that management system, academic management system as a diocese is a plus.
While concerns exist about integrating rural schools lacking ICT infrastructure, the Archdiocesan Education Secretariat assures that collaborative efforts with partners will address these challenges.
It is a challenge because some of them do not have electricity. Some of them do not have anything called computer. Some of them just hear about these gadgets. So it is a challenge. It is still a challenge, but with time. We are making friends. We're making friends. We are sharing this with government. We are sharing this with education lovers. And some of them, slowly, will keep changing.
This development reflects the commitment of Tororo Archdiocese to embracing technological advancements and globalization in education, while also addressing the poor academic performance, which has for a time now become synonymous to the region. I am Alonzo for Uctv.
Nebi Catholic Diocese has celebrated the extraordinary life and unwavering devotion of Reverend Father Emilio Onegwa, who passed away at the age of 98, born on December 8, 1925, into a devout Catholic family. Reverend Father Emilio answered the call to priesthood as a young man, dedicating over 7 decades serving the faithful. His ministry touched countless lives as he comforted the grieving, ministered to the sick, and shared in the joys of his parishioners.
Born on 8th December 1925, Reverend Father Emilio Onegwa was raised in a family deeply rooted in faith. His parents, both devout Catholics, instilled in him a strong sense of spirituality and compassion. As a young man, Reverend Father Emilio felt an inexplicable calling to serve the Lord. He enrolled in the seminary, embarking on a journey that would define his life's purpose. Reverend Father Emilio's years of service as a priest, serving in various parishes and communities. For 7 decades, Reverend Father Emilio dedicated his life to serving the faithful, and he ministered to the sick, comforted the grieving, and celebrated the joys of his parishioners. Reverend Father Emilio's impact on the community, inspiring countless lives through his kindness. During his burial on 5th December 2024 at Nebi Cathedral Parish Cemetery, His Grace Raphael Pomony Wakurach, the Archbishop of Gulu Archdiocese, described him as an icon of faith in Nebi Catholic Diocese.
Father Emilio, I last met him on the 18th of last month. When I met him in Napea, next to me was the parish priest of Napea for the church rector. He was frail, you could see. He was frail, he was weak. He had a difficulty to hear, but he could grasp something. The parish priest was talking and telling him, the bishop is here. that Christ and his works which repeated were.
Mr. Gilbert Kermondo, chief government valuer and a Catholic believer who was his altar boy in the early 70s at Angal Catholic Parish, recounted the unwavering commitment of Reverend Father Emilio as his faith and his flock inspired a generation of Catholics. Kermondo added that his legacy of love, compassion, and devotion continues to ripple through the lives of those he touched.
I know Father Reverend Emilio way back in the 70s when I was his altar boy. He was a humble priest, a visionary leader for development, approachable, charitable, name it, to the extent that it was a role model to see someone of that nature, a mentor, grooming us into young boys, altar boys, God-fearing, showing love to God, Jesus Christ, in the Catholic faith. I'm proud of him that I've been one of the people who benefited from the way he trained us to be humble people, God-fearing, and loving and giving humanity the best of it all.
Honorable Emmanuel Orombi, Navy District Chairperson, said late Reverend Father Emilio Onegwa inspired many leaders to succeed in their elected leadership.
He taught us the word of God. He talked like he was for catechism. Then he told us this. He said, whenever you come, get permission, don't use stone. Number two, don't bang with the stick. Just get a stick and do like this. Or get one person to climb up. Get for you, throw down, you sit, you watch, and there was some water somewhere there next to now the current teacher's quarter for the primary. So we'll sit there, we'll eat, then we'll come and tell us the word of God. That's how I knew him when I was still a young boy.
At the age of 99, Reverend Father Emilio Onegwa passed away, leaving behind a lifetime of memories, lessons, and love. His remarkable journey serves as a testimony to the power of faith, dedication, and selfless service. Reverend Father Emilio's funeral, attended by countless mourners celebrating his life and legacy, as the community gathered to bid farewell to their beloved priest. They remembered Reverend Father Emilio's wise words: a life of service is a life of love. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. This narrative celebrates the remarkable life and legacy of Reverend Father Emilio, as devoted priest who dedicated his life to serving others.
Watch, and I wish you a very nice weekend.